Jason Whitlock's ridiculous fucking take yesterday about Shedeur being uncoachable. I'm going to reach out to Whitlock today and be like, yo, dog, I need to come back on your show because we are going to have a disagreement.
We got to dive into that. We got to dive into that.
You know how much shit I just got for going on Whitlock? The entire Buffalo community, all the fanboys were like, oh my God, you pussies won't talk to him. I had a great conversation. Dan Rather didn't like interviewing Osama bin Laden in a cave, but he still did the shit.
That's real.
Exactly.
What a comparison, but that's real. That's it. That's real.
It's called being in the media. It's not called agreeing with everybody on the fucking show. Like the thing that makes this show good is everybody hates everyone and also gets along. So it's ELE. Everybody loves everybody.
Me and JB, we're not friends at all. Like we don't talk before the show. We don't talk after the show.
Prepared for a fucking show once. Dog, we literally, I get a fucking text from Bailey or JB that goes, link. And I just, come on. What are you playing with your toes, you sick fuck? And then I come on and all of a sudden we go, hey, this is what we're talking about. And I go, cool. And that's it. It's fucking awesome. That's why
we're done.
It's the best show on earth.
Earth,
motherfucker.
Since you brought it up, Matt, tell the fans, what exactly did Whitlock say about Shedeur? Let's dive into that real quick.
So Jason said yesterday in one of his truth bombs that he has, he's a great journalist. Woo! Yeah, said what? He's a journalist at heart, and
state championship right here, high school, sophomore year, 2009.
And all my rings are at home. Here's a middle finger for you.
My fault, man. Go.
So he said pretty much that he's got information that there's a different set of rules for the Sanders crew than there is the rest of the team, which, yeah. What the fuck? That's not news, dog.
Right. Of course that.
But what? Wait a second. You mean good players get away with shit that bad players can't get away with? That's not fucking news, number one. Number two, he also said that Shedeur is going to be uncoachable in the NFL. Because he's catered to, which I think is bullshit. I think that he might be the toughest guy in college football with what I just watch him take throughout the season. That he won't be coachable in the NFL. That I think he related him he's got I think he said Joe Burrow or somebody really elite talent, but he's got a head like Johnny Manziel, and my fucking brain almost exploded. Comparing Shedeur Sanders to the biggest fuckboy that's ever played in college football. Johnny Manziel's a great player, but you can't tell me he's not a fuckboy. It's disrespectful, dude. And it seems to me that Jason doesn't really like Coach Brian that much.
Oh, you think?
So, maybe I'm late to this party and shit, but I agreed with some of the stuff he said because facts are facts. Like when you're dead last running the ball and dead last protecting the passer and dead last against the run, that's pretty soft. But when your quarterback's now he's being thrown under the bus because it feels like there's an agenda against the Sanders crew. That shit ain't cool. And now it's
ask Steve when he comes on today, because Steve's gonna come on. You're gonna all be on together. It looks like Steve, you, and Trent. Ask Steve what he thinks about Whitlock and his agenda if he has one. It'll be a good conversation.
Well, I'm gonna reach out to Jason too and be like, "Yo, we definitely need to talk about this on your show," because I'm of the mindset that if you don't talk to the people you disagree with, you don't really get to talk. Because then
Jason will bring you back. Jason wants you back on. Jason likes
I know. Yeah. It was awesome. The fact that people just speculate about the other side.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong with the country too. The fact that people can't sit down and have a conversation and figure this shit out, compromise. Everybody just stands there and points and shouts. That's what sports has turned into. It's if you go outside of the framework of your little circle, and I am the leader of the circle. I'm in the middle of the mosh pit. So when you go outside that circle, people like it.
I'll see you guys in a minute. Take me out, Bailey.
So this is the Big Smitty and Matt show now.
Yes, sir. Can we change the top of the heading? Can we get Matt's name on there? Get a picture of Matt on one side, me on the other side, looking at her like this.
Let's just mutiny and take this motherfucker over, dog.
I ain't gonna mute you.
Oh shit! No, mutiny. not mute.
Oh, he said mute. I said, why would I mute you, man? I love you, man. I want you on the show.
Mutiny. Like black flag pirate shit, no quarter.
Right, 100%, man. But no, I mean, talking about the Whitlock's comment on Shedeur, like, yeah, I mean, to me, what has he shown that would make you think that he's not tough, that he's not a true leader? Like, okay, you might not like all the watch and all that stuff. That's a preference. Like that just
that's fair.
That's not like you love it or hate it. That doesn't dictate how I am in the locker room with my teammates. It doesn't dictate how I am as a player on that actual field. And on that field, that guy's a leader, man. He's tough. He's been getting his ass kicked all year long, man. You've called it crushed. His back is literally broke right now, right?
And he just gets up and keeps going. And always look. The fact that nobody in the national media, people like, look, the 4 wins, I don't think that that's a great season. I just don't. I know it's a 3, it gave improvement, and I'm happy they did it. But I don't think it's a great season. I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Right.
But at the same time, the fact that they lost 6 of their ace games by 1 score, last year they were losing all of their games by like 40 points, bro. So that's how you lose small, learn, win small, win big. Next year in the Big 12, where the conference schedule is 20 times easier than it was this year, and that is not an exaggeration. Go look at who they play. Like, there's good teams on the schedule. The Big 12 isn't a slack conference, but the Big 12, the Pac-12 is better than the Big 12, period. Yeah. So, I mean, Texas is going to win the Big 12 after beating Alabama and be watching the playoff. So, yeah, that's why they're going to the SEC. So, look, CU is going to a conference where they are going to control it, and Shedeur's only there for another year. Travis is only there for another year. Shiloh's only there for another year. So, Coach Prime winning the SI, man of the year, that's big time. We were DMing each other this morning about recruits and players and stuff like that. That's the other thing that I love about this entire situation is people assume that because I have an opinion and I'm a little outspoken and I don't agree with everything, that somehow we're at odds.
Right.
Right.
Not the case at all.
I talk to this guy more than I talk to family members and shit. I'm constantly feeding them information and players, and what they do with it is their business. I'm just trying to help. So,
and that's what I like about Coach Prime too. He's man enough and real enough to where he can take constructive criticism, especially from guys like you who loves the program.
And pros, he respects other pros.
Yeah.
So if you're an F boy, he's going to treat you like one. But if you're a pro, he'll treat you with respect if you show respect. And I've always said this: the special thing about Coach Prime, Coach Deion Sanders, is the way he makes you feel when you meet him. The way he gives you your time, the way he talks to you, the way that he makes eye contact, the way that he if he did it with my son, he did it to me. I saw him do it to multiple recruits. He has a power, and that power is contagious. And people don't like that shit. And one of his best quotes, I don't know if Bailey can find it, is, what would give you the impression that your opinion of me is going to somehow negatively affect me? And the first time I heard him say it, I was like, okay, I'm running with that. That's how I live.
Yeah.
So guys who are like-minded, we don't sit around and if I'm in the media, which I am, I do this every fucking day and get paid for it, I have an opinion. And my opinion is valid because, exactly, baby. And it's valid because I earned the right to have it valid.
Yeah.
I didn't go to media school. I went to Hard Knock school, bro. I went into the trench and lived there for 20 years. And now I teach it and I deal with recruits, and everyone in the business knows this. Everyone in the pundit world that we live in, where everybody's an expert because everyone has a show or a fucking platform, right? I went on this guy's show yesterday, and he was crucifying me on Twitter, but wouldn't tag me. He's just writing my last name.
Got you.
Right. So somebody screenshots it and sends it to me, this kid's talking shit, because I don't really read comments, although I will block a motherfucker quick. And I just reached out to him yo, dog, you can spell my last name even with the lowercase c, and you can't tag me, you coward motherfucker. And rather than not approach him and go on his show, I went on a show for 40 minutes, and by the end of it, he was agreeing with me. So it's just like the face-to-face thing. If you go back to Ball State, all you're going to get is love.
Yeah.
But you could have a bunch of people that don't like you, and they can reach out and tell you through digital channels. But have you ever had anybody walk up and disrespect you face to face ever?
No, never. And that's a society that we're in today, man. Steve Kim is in the building.
Hey, I'm joined by the newest fearless contributor. The Buffalo.
Hey, man, you know, like I said earlier, Dan Rather went into a cave and interviewed Osama bin Laden. So I can go on Whitlock's show.
hey, I didn't understand, Matt. All the complaining from the Buffalo Nation. Don't they want someone that's going to stick up for Dion or at least give an opposing view? I don't get this.
That's the thing. Like, they're mad at me for going on the show. They're going to be pissed when I go back. And now I want to go back on to defend what he said yesterday about Shedeur. I think it's ridiculous. Like, uncoachable? What? Like, if the kid was uncoachable, he would have declined throughout the season. He had to change offensive coordinators. He had to deal with fucking pressure every play, and he still was what? 4th in the country in passing yards? And everybody can be like, well, all they did was pass. Well, yeah, they can't run the fucking ball. They've got the 5 guys up front, and the scheme was as soft as baby shit. Anybody who's got a kid knows that's real soft and grainy. So I thought yesterday's take was a little bit, I think it's a little bit of a jab, bro. Like, and then this is the other thing. The anonymous coach, whoever the anonymous coach is, everybody that operates out of anonymous land, you are a fucking straight coward. I don't know who did this up in Boulder. I could guess. There's people leaving. There's a lot of, like, you know, there's tension, blah, blah, blah. But for somebody just to be like, oh, well, there's different rules for the Sanders brothers. No shit. And he's not coachable. Like, a little disgruntled, are we? But you won't put your name behind it, huh?
Put your name behind it.
If you won't put your fucking name behind it and put your balls on the table, why? How is that acceptable? How is that really a source? I think that's a source of bullshit. Because if the guy's like, hey, I'm going to tell you something, but don't use my name, well, then how did I get the information? I got it from a reliable source who won't tell you his fucking name? Whatever, dog.
In a situation like that, I can tell you this, Matt, as a reporter, because a lot of us do use sources or people say, can you use this in background? I don't want to be quoted. You better get more than one source that says that then. That just, if it's one person, I always say, you know what, you don't want to put your name on it? And a lot of times I say, you know what, I'd rather just kind of leave this alone then. And now, if I get more than a few people that'll give you that same corroborating type of evidence or statement, then I'll start to dig and maybe I'll go with it. But if it's that one person, the problem is you don't know if that person has a dishonest agenda.
Yeah,
even if you really know them well. So you have to be really careful with that.
And look, I've been around this since day one. I was part of like the advisory board group that helped facilitate, you know, Prime's guy Rodney to Rick George and putting all the stuff in behind. I remember telling Klatt and Bloom on a conference call, like, you know, do not go for comfort here, go for greatness. And they did. They went and hired Coach Prime and shocked the world. And I think it had an immediate effect this year in a positive way, regardless of the record. Again, 6 games lost by 1 score. Next year, those 6 games are won by 1 score or 2. That's, again, what did we just say? Lose small, win big. So they're still building. And look, to assume that Shedeur Sanders is uncoachable is a lazy take. I've been up there so many times. I've watched so much film. I've seen every snap they played. I talk to the offensive lineman constantly. You know, I'm not in the room. I'm trying to help them from afar. I don't want to step on toes, but at the same time, I have a pretty big opinion on this. Like I was saying to Smitty earlier, I just got off the phone with Coach Prime this morning. Where I'm in here at 5 a.m., there's multiple coaches on site watching the kids. I'm sending him information on guys that might be going in the portal, might be available in the high school ranks. I just think that it's almost irresponsible to just go out and say that. And to compare Shedeur Sanders to Johnny Manziel mentally is, if I'm Shedeur Sanders, that is the number one thing that I am fucking writing on my mirror.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing. Johnny Manziel, as much as no one liked the draconian NCAA rules, he broke them. Shedeur hasn't. One area where I really do disagree with Whitlock on Coach Prime, and Jason hates when I bring it up. I believe Coach Sanders has been absolutely spot on about a couple of things regarding the NIL. And he told this whole class in the summer, he said the NIL has already been hijacked because remember, Matt and Smitty, what was the NIL for? Name, image, likeness. That means if you're a Chris Webber and people are wearing your jersey, which I saw a lot of.
Right, you get paid for
Reggie Bush, number 5 at SC, that I saw millions of, it seemed like. Players should get a piece of that because they have become an iconic player who's become a superstar, and people are wearing your paraphernalia, and you should get a piece, and you should get commercial endorsements out of that. But instead, and this is what Coach Sanders says, it's like, hey, son, you've never made a play in college football, but here's a $300,000 package just to sign with our school. That's pay for play. And that was never really brought up. And by the way, all Division I football players should get a baseline salary because of the TV money.
I agree.
We're talking about something extra based on your name. And kids are getting money now to visit schools and give verbal pledges. That's not what this is about.
No, it's not.
The other thing is, and Dion, again, has enough guts to say it, and because it's Dion, people jump on him. When he says, we're not an ATM, you know what? I think every program should say that because, Matt, I've told you this, players should get paid and get the best deal possible, but too many kids are going to schools they don't even want to be at, and it still becomes a miserable experience. And then what happens is you have a bunch of kids going to the transfer portal, which has completely created this anarchy where now schools not only have to recruit 20 new high school players, you have to recruit almost every good, solid scholarship player. That's not what college football should be. That's the way I think.
Totally agree with you 100%.
And real quick, guys, we got the clip from Bailey, actually from Whitlock. I just want to show that real quick to our fans real quick. Let's go and throw that on there, Bailey.
My evaluation of Shedeur, and this is when a lot of my criticism has come of what Dion has done at Colorado from a strategic standpoint. I look at Shedeur and say, he reminds me of a bigger Jalen Hurts. That's who he reminds me of, a bigger Jalen Hurts. Not the most mobile guy, but mobile. Good, solid, good arm, can deliver the football everywhere you need it on the field, but not an elite arm, but good. And he reminds, tough. He's tough in the pocket, relatively. He reminds me of Jalen Hurts. And so I've watched Colorado all year, like, how come they don't run a similar style offense like Philadelphia is using with Jalen Hurts?
Oh.
Why isn't he under center occasionally?
Oh.
Why is he always in shotgun? Again, he should be in a very similar offense to Philadelphia, but Dion won't allow it. Dion hired an offensive coordinator to run a 5 wide, everybody out in the pattern, no tight end, that block, to do all of that. But the other issue, the big issue that's going to face Shedeur Sanders as he goes into the NFL, he's got Jalen Hurts' talent, but he's got Johnny Manziel's personality. What makes Jalen Hurts great? Jalen Hurts is one of the greatest leaders, one of the greatest young men we've ever seen in college athletics and in the NFL. It's all the intangibles.
Right,
Shedeur doesn't have those things.
I'm done listening to this bullshit.
Well, he did compare him to an MVP candidate. I mean,
yeah, but he's not. He is nothing like Jalen Hurts, dog. Jalen Hurts is a tank. Jalen Hurts squats 500 fucking pounds. Shedeur ain't squatting 500 pounds. Like Shedeur is a pocket passer, professional under center quarterback. He needs to be in a system that is like West Coast based, where he can bootleg and sprint out. And they didn't do that last year, and he still excelled while getting hit in the teeth. Can you imagine how fucking good this guy would be if he had 5 professional offensive linemen in front of him and a real running game? So I think that's where they're going to go with this moving forward. And Coach Prime's too smart and has been around too many elite running games. Every fucking time he won a Super Bowl was either with the Great Wall of Dallas or San Francisco 49ers and Ricky Waters, who had like 1,800 fucking yards when they won the Super Bowl.
You know, people forget about Tua coming in out of the bullpen to rescue Alabama in a game that hurts. Alabama was never going to win that 2018. I think it was a Sugar Bowl, the championship game. They were down 13-0. And I give myself and Nick Saban credit. I've said they need to bench Hurts. I'd go with the southpaw because I had seen him in the spring game. He looked really good. That's the thing, though.
You just said that.
Perfect timing, man. It's good, T-Rich.
He's actually ahead of Jalen Hurts in terms of pure arm talent and passing ability at the same stage.
Bro,
physically, Hurts is like a tank, like you said.
Yeah. Oh, but don't forget too, Steve, just to be devil's advocate. The very next year, I believe Jalen Hurts did the same thing for two SEC championship. Right. Yeah. So.
I think the comparison between like Jalen Hurts and Shedeur Sanders. Anybody else think that that's the comparison? Like when you watch Shedeur play, you see Jalen Hurts.
No, I don't, because like you said, Jalen is built like he's built different. He's like
Jalen's like a fucking
legs. He's like, even though he runs he extends plays to throw the ball, but he's a hell of a runner as well. Shedeur doesn't like to run, really. I mean, he does it because he has to.
He'll run out of necessity to scramble out of the pocket. But one of my beefs this year was you're running lateral zone read with a guy who doesn't run zone read.
Right.
So if you had a quarterback, if we had Jalen Hurts, all that zone read shit would work because when the end crashes, you got an open alley. But when you're a pocket passer and you're lateral to go vertical, that shit doesn't work. I mean, just ask Trent, he played running back. Does that
I'm letting you guys talk.
Thanks.
Please do, JB.
Yeah. Vegas is back.
JB, what the hell is that in the background, man?
Vegas.
He's in Vegas, T-Rich.
Vegas.
He can smoke cigars and drinking all night.
My boy Pat looked better. Pat looked better before.
Yo, bitches.
What's good, Pat, man? We need you on the show, Pat.
Matt, you know this guy, Matt? Derek Anderson?
Hey, there you go. There's another beaver out there.
What's going on, guys?
That's Matt. Played the league about 7
Well,
years.
are you guys just getting hammered all day and golfing or what?
Everybody's here?
No, We're getting in the limo, dog. Go ahead and talk. Steve Kim, drop knowledge on them all.